In this video, we're looking at the brand new DJI Neo versus the Hover X1, two tiny drones, but which one should you buy? So the Hover X1 has actually been out for some time now, and it's really small, lightweight. It folds up, you can get automatic quick shots, really good tracking, and it's just like your own personal selfie drone that you can take anywhere with you. And we didn't see anything like this at all from DJI until now. So now we have the DJI Neo, and I thought when I first saw this, it's like, all right, it's their version of the Hover X1, but as you'll see, it's both similar and also different as well. We're going to look at the differences. We're also going to explain to you which one's better and also show you what they're not very good at as well. So firstly, let's have a look at the actual cost of this. Now, normally I would leave this to the end, but this really is a big one. So the DJI Neo, you can actually pick this drone up with one battery, so you get the drone and the battery only, for $199, £169, a really competitive price. Whereas the Hover X1, this is currently on sale for the drone and one battery, it's £349, $349. A massive difference in the price there. It's almost double the price. So when we go through all these different features and show you the differences, just have a think, is it actually worth it? Now with the Hover X1, you can actually pick up some extra batteries, around about $80 for two batteries, whereas the DJI Neo, you can also pick up the combo version, which is going to be the Fly More combo. And if you're in the UK or the EU, you also get the DJI Neo with the new N3 controller, so you can fly this with a controller as well. Whereas the Hover X1, it's literally just this drone. You can't fly this with a controller. So talking of controllers, the Hover X1, you put this onto your palm, you have a command out on the top of it here. It's going to give you access to different quick shots. You can have it tracking you, can have it hover in place. You press go, the drone will take off, it will then track you or do a quick shot, and it will land back on your hand. You fold it up and that is it. That's the job done. You can also fly this manually as well, which I'll get onto. But in terms of actual controller support, that is it. You can't use this with a controller. And on the DJI Neo, it also has a command dial on the top of it. So you can actually put this drone onto your palm, select one of these different commands, do a quick shot. It will either track you, hover in place. It will fly off. It will do that. It will return back to you. And that is it as well. But it goes way more than that. So rather than it just being that as the only way you can actually fly this, somebody said to DJI, should we add more? And they said, hold my beer. So as we've seen, we can actually fly this with the N3 controller. So you can fly this drone via this controller as well and be in full control of that drone with the flight sticks. You can actually get your phone and you can access the DJI Fly app on your phone, and you can control this drone with quick shots, tracking, and also manual flying directly on your phone as well without the need for any other controllers. But it goes more as well. So they're also going to add support for the DJI RC2 controller as well via a firmware update. So you can fly this drone with the DJI RC2. And then also they thought, why don't we just go the full hog and let's just add some more as well. So you can actually fly this drone with the DJI motion controller and get like that FPV experience using the motion controller 3. And then why stop there? So you can also fly this with the DJI FPV3 controller as well and get that FPV experience with the DJI Neo. And then for actually viewing it, you can actually view this on your controller on your actual phone, or you can use the DJI Goggles 3 as well and actually get the live feed directly into your goggles. So they just went well beyond the capabilities of the Hover X1. So controller support is no contest. So the DJI Neo, this has a battery rating of 17 or 18 minutes of battery life. And it's going to depend whether you're going to keep your actual propeller guards on or off. If you take them off, you're going to actually get 1 minute of extra battery life. You're going to get 18 minutes. And if you keep them on, you're going to get 17 minutes. Whereas on the Hover X1, this also has a really small, tiny battery. And this is rated at about 11 minutes of battery life, or 20, what they say, different quick shots on here. Now, I've never got 20 quick shots when using the Hover X1, the battery would deplete. And with this, I was getting between maybe 6 to 10 minutes of battery life. So none of these are going to be great. They're both really small, tiny drones. You're going to need extra batteries for a good experience flying these, but the DJI Neo is better on flight time. So what about the actual range and distance when using these? These are both, again, really small drones. How do they differ? Well, the Hover X1, when you take this drone off and you're flying it, it actually has a maximum height of 15 meters, 1.5. not fantastic, and a maximum distance of around about 30 meters before it disconnects. This is going to be using that Wi-Fi connection. Now the DJI Neo, we've also talked about the different controller methods. When you're using this via Wi-Fi, so like your phone or just using the quick shots, it has a maximum distance and height of 50 meters away. But if you actually use this with a controller, you have a maximum height lock of 120 meters, so much higher than the Hover X1, but it also supports OcuSync 4 transmission. So we saw this on the DJI Mini 4 Pro, the DJI Air 3, so it is capable of a distance of around 10 kilometers away. Now, I wouldn't highly recommend that at all. It's going to be illegal in majority of countries all around the world anyway, but also when I'm flying a drone this small and kind of like runnable as well, I wouldn't want to be flying it that far. But if you're actually interested in the actual height and distance and which one of these is better, the DJI Neo wins. Now, both of these drones aren't going to be fantastic in the wind because they are just so small and lightweight. So the Hover X1 is 125 grams and the DJI Neo is 135 grams. So both pretty similar there, a difference of 10 grams. Now both have a wind resistance rating of 4. Now that's going to be around about 18 miles per hour. Now both actually do pretty well in light winds, but in strong winds, they're not going to perform well. I would say for the actual wind performance, I'll leave this as a tie. Now looking at the actual camera on both of these, none of them are great. They are both intended to be actually played back on your phone or iPad. If you're watching the videos or looking at the photos on a big TV or big monitor, it's not going to look fantastic. Now looking at the actual spec of them, the Hover X1, this maxes out at 2.7K. It has 1080p 60, it's an f2.4 and 12 megapixel, but it does have vertical support for video. The DJI Neo, this maxes out at 4K 30, 1080p 60, it's an f2.8, 12 megapixel, it doesn't have support for vertical video. And you can see on screen here when we're looking at the comparisons that neither are great as we just mentioned, but the DJI Neo does look a little bit better. Photos and videos, don't expect these to be fantastic, but in terms of actual video and photo quality, the DJI Neo is better. Now, considering the actual size of both of these drones, they are pretty noisy. They're both tiny, both have internal propellers, so they do have to spin a lot to actually keep these in the air. And that produces quite an unusual, more like FPV whining noise. So it's not going to be like a mini series drone at all. So I did get my rating out and actually measured this. And the DJI Neo, pretty close to it, was getting a decibel rating of about 80 decibels. And on the Hover X1, sound again was varying around about 83 to 85 decibels, so slightly louder than the DJI Neo. Now both of these drones are actually pretty similar in terms of noise as the much larger DJI Avata 2. Just look at the size difference on here, but they both actually produce a really similar noise. So it's going to be something to consider, but in terms of actual noise, the DJI Neo is slightly quieter. So the Hover X1, you take this off. I love that you can actually fold this out. This is something you can't do on the DJI Neo. You choose one of the quick shots or the tracking modes, which actually work really well. And then it actually tracks you, gets that quick shot, you fold this away, and that is it. Now you can actually use the Hover X1 app as well on your phone to actually do manual flying, which I'll come on to. Now the app is okay, it's very kind of like basic and I would say a bit toyish. Whereas the DJI Neo is going to offer you so much more, mainly because of all these different controller compatibilities that we have as well. So you can take this off, you can do those quick shots without the need for any controller. You can fly this with your phone and actually have tracking shots and have this display on your phone as well. Now the phone app is much better. You can customize settings in here. You can actually get a live feed from the actual drone, see what the camera is showing you. Whereas on the Hover X1, you can't. You can only get a live feed from the camera on the phone app when you're using manual flying. So not great. And when using the DJI Neo with the controller, you get access then to that DJI Fly app. We know that is fantastic. We use that on all the different DJI drones. It's been out for a number of years now and continuously gets better. But then using the DJI Neo with the FPV controllers, you can actually unlock manual mode and fly this just like an FPV drone. So you have both cinematic modes and also FPV modes as well. Whereas on the Hover X1, it's literally just a drone for tracking and getting quick shots. And that's what we all thought this would be. But as you can see, it is much more than that. In terms of features, there is no contest. The DJI Neo, clear winner. On the back of the drones here, you'll see downward position sensors on both of these. It's going to actually assist when you're doing palm landings and takeoff. Now the actual drone itself on the DJI Neo and also on the Hover X1, it has no obstacle avoidance sensors on them anywhere. Now, because of their actual size and weight, I can't see them doing much damage to anything anyway. The Hover X1, it does flex a lot more, which is a good thing, and also the propellers are integrated. On the DJI Neo, it is a lot more rigid, but it does have propeller guards that you can take on and take off. Now, I would say for sensor support, be super careful, because none of these have got sensors. We'll keep it as a tie again. Now, in terms of actual manual flying, yes, you can actually fly this in manual mode on your FPV controller, but I'm not talking that. I'm actually talking about cinematic mode. So actually flying this drone yourself using your phone. So on the DJI Fly app, I was actually using this so much. This was my setup when I was away. I was actually just taking this drone, no controllers whatsoever. I had my phone in my pocket and I was able to actually fly this fully using the DJI Fly app on my phone without the need for any cables, nothing. It was fantastic. And I actually have full support on here. So I can fly up to 50 meters away. I can actually fly forwards, down, left and right, and actually get really cool shots. The actual app, considering this is like version 1, is really responsive. The drone's nice and fast, and I have access to all these different settings, all from my phone. Now on the Hover X1, you can also do manual flying as well. You can use the Hover X1 app, and you actually get a live feed from the camera, but it is so slow. So you're flying it, it's like, oh, it's so slow. It's unbearable. And for that reason, I really never used it. So the manual flying could be so much better, but it's like unbearably slow. Whereas on here, it's like a really good experience. So for manual flying, the DJI Neo is a clear winner again. This needs to be well faster. Now in terms of tracking, both of these drones are pretty similar. They both have follow and direction track, but the Hover X1 also has side track as well, so you can get those side tracking shots. You can't do that on the DJI Neo. But because you can actually control the DJI Neo with a controller, when actually using the DJI Fly app, you then have active track as well, which is obviously a much better experience. And you've also got Spotlight as well, like you have on the Mini and the Air drones. And the overall experience of being able to actually see what the drone is seeing itself and it's tracking you, so either on the remote controller screen or on your phone, is much better. On the Hover X1, you have no idea what the actual frame is like, what the drone is seeing, because it doesn't display that on the phone app. So I would say in terms of the actual experience, being able to see yourself on that controller screen and the remote control is great. And also when this drone actually loses you, it does a great job now at actually requiring that subject again. It's what DJI call this AI technology. So once it actually loses you, it will hunt and do its best to try and actually capture you again in that frame and start tracking you again. So that's great. But in terms of the actual tracking capability, I would say the Hover X1 is better. So it is actually really hard to lose this. Once it's actually locked onto you, it locks onto you fantastically, and it can also travel a bit faster than the DJI Neo as well. So both of these do a pretty similar job, but in terms of tracking, I would say the Hover X1 is better, just about. So overall, if we actually look at these two drones, it is nowhere near close, is it? And just remember that first point in relation to the price. $199, £169 for the DJI Neo, $349, £349 for the Hover X1. And just look at the actual difference. Is the Hover X1 worth the actual money over this? Nowhere near. They've actually priced this extremely well. It destroys the Hover X1. And the Hover X1 really is a cool, unique drone that can fold up and get these shots. But why would you need to actually get this now when you can get the DJI Neo, which does that, but it also offers you so much more. You can use this with different controllers. You can use it in cinematic mode and FPV mode. You get the DJI software experience, which is a lot better. It's just no contest. So if you do actually want to go and check out any of these two drones, I'm going to link them both at the very top of the description, so go and check them out. I know this is actually selling out really fast. Now then, the actual elephant in the room. The Hover X1, this is actually bringing out a new like Pro Max Apple iPad special underwater version, and it's going to be really interesting to see how that actually performs. So that can actually film in up to 8K. So I have actually got that coming, so I'm going to do a review on that, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on it. But the price of that, it's also considerably more as well. So it's going to be like $429 or $629. So compared to this at like $199, that is a huge difference, but it will be really interesting to see just how that drone performs and what that 8K is actually like. But really at that price point, you are super close to the DJI Mini 4 Pro series as well. And if I was to like pick one, I would 100% probably pick that Mini 4 Pro. But I might be wrong. I might really like the Pro Max version, so stay tuned for that. If you enjoyed this video, do me a favor and just hit that like button. It really does help out. I hope you enjoyed this. I've got my own website, which is full of drone LUTs and cheat sheets for all the different drones. So go and have a look on that. Subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.